So in this video we're going to have a look at the use of real numbers. We're going to have a look at the basic mathematical operations that you can do in Python, the ones that are natively built in, and then some useful ones as well that are maybe not as commonly used. So to start with, we're just going to set up two variables. I'll have A being equal to an integer of 5 and B being equal to a float of 10.1. And so if we run that cell, then we get the answer of 15.1 printed out underneath. So subtraction works in the same way. So do B minus A this time, and we run that, and the two numbers are taken away from each other. And of course it works the same with negative numbers, so if we did A minus B, we would get the answer of minus 5.1. Moving on to multiplication, which is shown by the star symbol, we can do A times B and division by the slash symbol. So all is kind of pretty standard that you're used to using things like Excel, or just denoting these operators when you're typing on a keyboard. So those are your basic mathematical operations. Let's move on to some other useful things that are built into Python. So you can use the floored quotient, which is a double slash sign. And what this gives you is the whole number when you do B divided by A. So when we did, if we do B divided by A, just as normal, gives us the answer of 2.02. The floored one takes it down to the nearest whole number. So if we do that the other way around, so let's check what A divided by B is. And if we print the floored divide of this, it's going to take us down to the nearest whole number, which in this case is 0. So next we're going to look at the modulus. So this is the remainder after you've done a division. So let's have a look at B modulus A. So that gives you the remainder after you've divided 10.1 into 5. So it goes in fully twice, and then you get this 0.1 that's left over. So we've got a slight rounding here because we're using long float numbers. That approximates to 0.1, which is our remainder after we've divided those two together. We can also raise to the power. So there's two ways of doing this. You can do a double star and then the number you want to raise it to, so we're going to do 2 in this occasion. Or you can do exactly the same thing by using pow, the number that you want to raise and the power that you want to raise it to. So you can see they give you the same answer. And the last one we're going to look at is if you want to change the sign of a number. Really simple and straightforward to do. You just put a minus in front of it. And that obviously works if you started off with a negative number. So if you set up this variable as of C being minus 4.3, and we wanted to change the sign on that, just put a negative sign in front of it, run that, and it changes the sign. So that's a bit of a whistle-stop tour through all the different variations of the inbuilt mathematical operators in Python. So obviously feel free to go through and have a try using different numbers, using both floats, using integers. Have a try with those and see what your results are. And when you're ready to move on, we're going to look at the same idea, but this time for complex numbers.